we're back with another Collector's Edition, the show where I tried to collect every single Sega Mega Drive and Genesis game. Now this month we've got a small month because I've been banned from buying any games, and that's because we've got Christmas coming up in our household. But I did manage to sneak in a few games and a couple of little unique pieces into the collection. Join me as we check out this month's Collector's Edition. My name's Mike, and this is the Retro Gamer Boy Show. Welcome back, and before we get started with this week's show, make sure you hit all the relevant buttons placed around this video that YouTube require. So yes, my wife has banned me from buying any more Sega Mega Drive and Genesis games until Christmas, but I did manage to get in a few little things under the radar. Some of them games, and some of them actually some cool little peripherals. One of them that I actually managed to get at a bargain price in this Mega Drive climate that we're in. In this month's Collector's Edition, we have 7 games to look at and 2 peripherals. I also got another copy of Demons of Asterberg because I've got the limited collectory press edition version, and I'd ordered my own copy as well. So that came through finally. I know that the guys are working hard on getting these copies out, so if you're still waiting for your copy of Demons of Asterberg, just be a little bit more patient. I know the guys are pushing these through as fast as they can. Right, let's check out these games that I've picked up and these 2 pretty cool peripherals. First up, we have quite possibly one of the worst games now in my collection, Fun and Games. It's a mouse-compatible game. What it is a collection of little mini-games in there and activities that you could do. So you've got painting, there's a little music application in there. You could do something where you can change like the top half, middle half and lower half of characters. There's a dressing up app in there. There's like a MS Paint style app in there. And there's a couple of mini-game rip-offs in there, like there's a Pac-Man type rip-off game and a kind of space shooter game. It's terrible. Yeah, I tried it for a bit and I just couldn't get on with it. I think this was Sony's answer, because this is done by Sony, Sony's answer to Mario Paint, and it's terrible. Battle Frenzy. Now Battle Frenzy is the German version of this, Bloodshot. Now, this game is a very technically impressive game, coded by one guy. I think he had an artist and an audio guy also help him out, and it does some really cool things in it, like it has split screen in there. Not the best first-person shooter you get on the Sega Mega Drive, but I'd say it sits somewhere in the middle. You have to go through blasting enemies, and then when you get to an energy core at the end of each level, you have to destroy that and then evacuate the level as fast as you can. Pretty decent first-person shooter. Side Pocket. I knew nothing about Side Pocket until about 4 months ago when I was looking through my list. I was like, oh, what Side Pocket? Sounds like a pool game. It is a pool game, but it's a Data East pool game, which means it's got tons of cool things in there. Essentially, you are a hustler, and you have to go into the world of underground pool, I guess, and hustle people for their cash. And you can do trick shots in there. You have different rounds where you travel through to different cities, taking on different players. Really, really nice presentation. The pool in it is okay, but it being a Data East game, I love Data East games. I wish this had a big fat Data East plaster somewhere on the front cover here, but it doesn't. It does at the front of the game though, which is awesome. So love my Data East games. Really cool to have this in the collection, and surprised that it's just not your bog standard pool game. Marco's Magic Football. This game is one of the more impressive visual games on the entire platform. Absolutely stunning. I think it's done by an animation team, but the graphics in it, animation in it is absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit hard, and it's not hard because they've made it it's hard. It's hard because the control is a little bit awkward. Controlling the football is a little bit weird. It's not hard to control the football, just weird. And jump is super slow. It's really floaty, which means you don't really get the reaction that you need. You have to play this quite a bit to get used to the nuances of the game, but once you've invested in a few hours, I think you get through this game pretty quickly. It's a lot of fun though, and like I said, one of the more graphically impressive games that you'll see on the Sega Mega Drive. In fact, I would If I saw this back in the day, I would swear it was a Super Nintendo game. First of our peripherals, and it's this. It's the 4-way play from EA. This is a multi-tap that allows you to play 4 players. This is the Sega Genesis version. I've got this because it looks really nice sitting in between my white label EA sports games. I will get the UK and European version as well, which looks more like the yellow label boxes that they put out. But this actually comes complete. So this is the 4-way adapter. Just kind of plugs into the front of your Sega Mega Drive or Genesis. There's the 2 adapters there. And this comes with everything, which I'm really, really happy about. And it's all in great condition as well. So we've got this leaflet that it comes with. It's kind of a marketing piece of material here. We've got, what have we got here? I guess that's a quick guide on how to play. Some more promotional material about games that you can play with. General Chaos. Oh, I forgot that General Chaos was multiplayer. I'm going to have to play General Chaos now. I'm going to have to get some friends around. Obviously, tons of EA Sports games support it, but that's probably the killer app there for it, General Chaos. We've got all of the stickers, so what would happen here is you would put a sticker on each of the ports on the multi-tap, and then you would put a sticker on your joypad so you would know which one you would. I think these were for the leads. You could put those on the leads as well so people knew which joypad went with which port. Registration card, some more paraphernalia. Oh, look at that, the ASCII pad SG6. Now I've got the SG26, or is it SG62? But I had that as well. I had this original pad back in the day as well. I'm going to have to pick that up actually. And then we've got this, which I think is a massive EA poster. Yeah, it's a massive EA poster that has EA Sports stuff on it. You can't see that in frame, but you know, the usual stuff that you used to get with the Genesis and Mega Drive games. So like I said, I will get the European version as well, but wanted to get this Genesis version because it sits in really, really nicely with the white spine games that I've got on the shelf. Next up, we got Ayrton Senna's Super Monaco GP2. It's a F1 game, and it's a pretty decent one actually. Played it earlier today for about an hour. It's not the best, and it's not the worst. The sound effects are terrible in it. There's some speaking in there, but the racing itself was really nice. The rubber banding was really well balanced. Visuals were quite cool. But like I said, kind of a middle-of-the-road Formula 1 game if you like your Formula 1 racing games. Batman Returns. Now, I never played Batman Returns back in the day, so always wanted to get it, but never managed to. It's really weird. It's got this brutalist art style to it, where all the pixels are kind of got a lot of noise in them. All the sprites have a lot of noise in them. Artistically, I'd say it's a brutal artistic style that it has, which, you know, I think makes it a little bit Marmite to some players. Now, this version that we're looking at here, this version here is the UK version, and that's because it carries the North American Genesis seal of quality. The European version doesn't have this on there, and I think the European version takes up more of the box as well. But this is the UK version that we can see here. So this next item I managed to get for an amazing, what I think is a deal, considering the Sega Mega Drive and Genesis market at the moment. I bid 15 on it and I got 10 on it. Yep, I got it from eBay. It's a kind of unique little item that most collectors probably won't add to their collection, but I was really happy to add it, and for the price that I got it. Considering how the Mega Drive market is and the Genesis market is at the moment, where games or anything to do with these consoles, the price is going through the roof. Just the other month, I saw a Blockbuster, I think it was a Blockbuster box that they used to give out when they rented out the Mega Drive consoles. And it went for something like 100 quid. There's nothing special about this box. In fact, you can make this box yourself because it was made with cheap cardboard with a low DPI print on it. So you just need to get the template, you can make your own one. But it went for like £100+, whatever it was. Absolute ridiculous price. Anyway, let's not get into the price of things. The thing that I was surprised by is that I got this next item at a reasonable price. So here it is, audio cables. Now, if you're not into your Mega Drive stuff as hardcore as I am, this, you know, why have I spent money on audio cables? I just want all this Mega Drive stuff. I'd love to have a full, complete collection of everything that was released for the Sega Mega Drive, and that's because I'm a big fan of it. I've got a lot of nostalgia for it, and I enjoy collecting it. So the plastic in here is yellowed, so I think it's been in a smoker's home, but the card is not. So the card's in perfect condition. And like I said, this was £10, and when I looked at this, I was like, look, I'm going to bid 15 on it maximum, but wouldn't be surprised if someone comes in and drops £90 on it. You know, that's what the market's like at the moment for Genesis and Mega Drive. But I got it for 10, which I'm really happy with. You know, it's in minty condition. It's unused. It is, you know, the cable tie hasn't been taken off. So yeah, really happy to kind of add this to the collection. I know a lot of people are like, Mike, why do you get so happy about this kind of stuff? I don't know, I just do. There's the extension cables where I got really happy about the extension cables and having 2 of them. And a lot of people couldn't understand why I got so excited about that either. But I generally get excited about adding these kind of things to the collection. Last up, we have Alex Kidd in the Enchanted Castle, or as some Sega fans say, Alex the Kid. Anyway, this game, I never played it as a kid. Playing it now is awesome. I actually really like it. Visually, a lot of people would look at this and say this game looks terrible. And, you know, it's not too far off from a Sega Master System version. It's not the most graphically impressive game, but the gameplay in it is super addictive. I've really enjoyed playing it. I haven't got too far in it yet. I've put in maybe about 2-3 hours into it. I die a lot. I come back. And I die a lot because I'm a real Leroy Jenkins player. I kind of just run in there and kill as much things as I can and end up dying quickly. But I'm really enjoying this. I'm so glad to add this to the collection. Another month over and another collector's edition show put out to you guys, so you can follow me on this awesome journey that I'm going on as I try to collect all these games for Sega's 16-bit console. And not just games, like I said, I love collecting these sort of things like the extension cables, joy pads I used to have back in the day. I love just adding these to the collection. So if anyone sees any of these, make sure you drop me a note, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or in the email address which is somewhere on my site. Please let me know if you come across these kind of oddities here. I love adding these little things to the collection. Now, next month's collector's edition will be full of games, hopefully, that I didn't purchase, because we've got Christmas coming up in our household, and the only thing I ever ask for is Mega Drive and Genesis stuff. So hopefully there'll be some cool things to share with you guys. Then after that, I'm going to go after some big hitters. This month I was hoping to add Celeste, Castlevania and Sunset Riders to the collection, but I had to hold off because I had that ban where I wasn't allowed to buy anything. But as we go into January, that's the goal. I want to pick up some of those kind of mid-priced games, hopefully from markets and shops around the place. Don't really enjoy buying off of eBay. It's become a really unpleasant experience, especially with how much people are charging for these games. But hopefully I can pick up some of those games and we can take a look at those. Now, if you've enjoyed this week's show, why not consider subscribing? You can do that by clicking on a button just below this video. And we make brand new videos every single Monday. And so that you don't miss them, you can also click on a little bell just below this video. Now, if you love your retro gaming, if you love your Sega Genesis and Mega Drive, you can check out our huge back catalogue of retro gaming videos, 2 of which you can watch over here.